Hi, this is Natalie Rydstrom from Sportsbook Review, and you can join in our conversation on Twitter, #SBRNatalie. Now, Italy and Netherlands play an international friendly on Thursday. Netherlands qualified top of Group B and went on to win third place, whilst Italy failed to make it out of Group D. But how much of their World Cup performance shall we read into when predicting this match? Well, joining us now to answer this question and more is sports writer and SBR contributor Kevin Stott. Kevin, thanks for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
Now, for those who didn't catch our France versus Spain preview when I asked the same question, how much of their World Cup performance should we read into when predicting this match?
Yeah, as we just talked about, there's very little credence in putting a lot of, eggs in one basket, so to speak, in this particular match. The managers aren't going to want to get anybody hurt. You're not sure who the starting 11s are. There's no motivation. There's no points. And the bottom line, if I'm a manager, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at two different things in friendlies at this particular situation, before Euros and after a league action. I'm seeing how players play well together and checking out their fitness and determining whether they fit on my team or even would make the cut. But although the 25-man teams are pretty much there. But the thing I would be doing would be trying not to get anybody hurt.
Yeah.
That would be my primary concern. And the club, the manager, these players play for clubs which they get paid for. When they're playing for their friendlies in their countries, they're not getting paid for. Therefore, you wouldn't want an employee to get hurt doing something for free for his country. So the managers have that in the back of their mind. So therefore, very tentative would be the approach from the managers and from the teams in this particular friendly in this particular point in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially as it's so early into the new season here in European football. But is it harder then to predict an international friendly? What's your thoughts there?
Is it harder to predict? Most definitely, yeah. I mean, the big word about that question, Natalie, is motivation. If you know a team is good or bad or gray or in the middle or whatever, you know they're theoretically always going to be trying 100%. In a friendly, you're not sure who's trying or what the motivation is or if they care. I mean, I always put a lot of credence and value in home field advantage, and I almost toss it out in a friendly too. I think you have some advantage playing at home in a friendly,
yeah.
But you still don't care. The fans know it's a friendly. The manager knows. The players know, and the best players aren't necessarily playing.
Mm-hmm, right. Now, Italy here are the favourites. They're priced at 2.4. Netherlands, 3.25. And the draw price, 3.3. Now, personally, I'm leaning towards Netherlands. But is the travel something to consider in this match?
First of all, let me say I know you're leaning towards the Netherlands because you have those two funky dots over your O in your last name. That's why you're leaning towards Netherlands. The experts, the insiders have told me that's why you like the Netherlands. The travel, yes, the answer would be yes, because they just played yesterday. The players in leagues played Saturday or Sunday, so they're all going to have to travel from independent cities across Europe to get to one central point to play. So it will wear them out. But then again, a lot of these guys that travel might not necessarily play. So travel is something to consider, but these are just tough matches to bet, to be honest with you.
So, Kevin, will you play the winner's market in this case?
Not in this particular game. I did a bunch of research, and it all leans toward Italy, and they are at home in this particular match. So I think that I'd lean towards Italy if I had to take a side, but I think the best way to actually play it is the draw no bet approach with Italy.
Yeah.
If you are going to take a side, that would be my advice if you're going to take a side. Netherlands is a tough squad, though. We all saw that at the World Cup. I mean, they're incredible, but is Robin going to play? Are the first-line players going to be out there? And that's such a big variable that if you're putting your hard-earned money on it, I would say just stay away in that particular reality.
Okay, and what about the bet both teams to score here? We seem to like that bet for our previous preview. Would you take that bet for this one? Both teams to score, yes, is priced again at 2.
Yes, I think the same thing. I think just you don't know who the goalkeepers are. Is Buffon going to be in there for Italy? I mean, he just played for Juventus over the weekend. So logic says that you're probably going to have your second stringer or third stringer in there. But then again, nobody would be surprised if Buffon played. You know, it's a 4-day rest. So, I mean, and these are professional athletes. But if I'm the manager, I'm going with my second string goalie. You know what I mean? The second string or even my third string goalkeeper. But so we don't know all these things going in. So that makes it hard to handicap the sides.
Yeah.
But I think it makes it easier to handicap the totals. I think that you can lean, knowing that a total is always going to be 2.5, 2.5 goals, I think you can lean towards the over in these particular friendlies because of the loose nature, because of the second stringers, because of crappier defense. So that's the posture I would take on both these friendlies.
Yeah, well, the over there's priced at 2.3, the under's priced at 1.67. Again, that was similar to our France versus Spain preview. So you're leaning towards the over here, 2.3. And again, Kevin, what is your top tip for playing this game, which really can be very unpredictable?
I'm leaning towards the over, but only from a philosophical point of view. I know this is deep. My actual prediction is 1-1, which would go under. Okay. So I don't. I think it will be loose and free-spirited, but then again, they don't care. So my first advice would be don't bet it. To be honest with you, don't bet it. But my second advice, if you did have to get action on this game, would be to the both sides to score has some value in it, and then also the draw line, as I indicated earlier in our interview here. The draw is over 2-1 here. It's let me see what it is here. It's plus 229 at Bet Victor at last approach. So I'd say that you could have a 0-0 game. You could have a 1-1 game. You could have a 2-2. Theoretically, if it's crazy enough, you could have 3-3. So there's 4 different score lines that fall under the draw reality. But like I said, it's a tough game to bet. But my advice is the draw if you're going to make one pick in this game for a serious bet. And both teams to score would be the second best bet.
Okay, and then what about also maybe also a safer bet? Would you say the Italy draw no bet option?
That's if you're a fan. Yeah, if you're a fan and you want to pull for Italy, like if you're pulling for Netherlands,
go for
a lot of people bet with their heart and a lot of people bet with their emotions. We always forget that. A lot of people do take it seriously and they separate, like me being a Chelsea fan, from the sport, from the event, from the do I even have to bet on this thing? But a lot of people just want to have action. A lot of people want to bet and want to have fun and they want to bet their side. If you like Italy or you like Netherlands, that's both a cool way to do it, the draw no bet. That way you have your team, you have action, and then if it is a tie, which could very well happen here, you get your money back. So I think using the offshore markets, the European markets, and being creative and being smart is a lot of the way we're trying to help people by doing all this here.
Yeah, some very sound advice there from Kevin Stott. Kevin, thank you for joining us today.
Beautiful. Thanks a lot, Natalie.